Hey fandom, how's it going? Today we're going to be talking about a new book that just came out this week that I think it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. Um, and I am talking about Seconds by Bryan Lee O'Malley. Bryan Lee O'Malley is a Canadian-born artist and writer, and he's best known for the series Scott Pilgrim. If you've ever read Scott Pilgrim, you know what you're going to get into. His art style is very manga-esque. It's very much kind of focuses in on that. I'll give you an example of that. So yeah, Bryan Lee O'Malley really made it big with Scott Pilgrim. He blew up with Scott Pilgrim in the comic industry, and if you saw the movie that Edgar Wright did with him, then you got a feel for what his style is. It's very manga-esque, and it's very, in your face and very explosive. It's very energetic. It's a very energetic style. In Seconds, I think he kind of toned it down a little bit, that energy, to tell a bit of a more personal story. And I'm going to get into that in a minute. Overall, I think this is a good story. I don't think it's as strong as Scott Pilgrim, though. I think some of the side characters in Scott Pilgrim were more fleshed out, but then again, Scott Pilgrim was a 6-volume series, so he had more room to tell that story versus this is just a one-and-done graphic novel. This was a passion project for him. It took him 3 years to do this, and it shows because the art in this is really great. It's strong stuff. Okay, so the story. The story basically focuses on a 29-year-old named Katie. Katie is dealing with the fact that she's, about to be 30 and things like that, and that she's a successful restaurant business owner, but she wants to leave the current restaurant she's in to open up her another restaurant, and it deals with the choices that we make, and if we had the choice to change those decisions, how would that outcome? How would that affect us? It's a very interesting story because essentially what happens is that Katie finds these mushrooms, and the mushrooms they come with instructions. The instructions basically go like this. Pull up the page. That write your mistake, ingest one mushroom, go to sleep, and wake anew. And basically that resets the mistake. And what happens is throughout the story, she becomes obsessed with finding perfection. She becomes, well, how can I change this? And how can I change this? If I change this, then my life will be perfect. If I change, a stupid decision that I make to, let's say, sleep with this one guy, well, then it's not going to affect what happens here. And basically it just deals with consequences and the fact that we are constantly, as a culture, trying to seek perfection, and we are trying to get out of dealing with these negative situations and these bad circumstances, and we want to take shortcuts instead of just dealing with it. And it deals with a lot of that. It was a very good read. It also deals with the fact that she's 29 years old and she's kind of getting older in life, and she's looking back and going, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that in my life, and I kind of wish I could take that back. And if you're starting to hit your late 20s like I am, you're starting to realize, wow, I did a lot of mistakes in my past life. I did a lot of screwing up, and if I could change that, I would, but then I wouldn't be the person that I am today. It would have affected this and all that stuff. So it really plays with a lot of that stuff. It's a pretty short read. It's 300 pages long, but they're pretty short pages. So you can see that. The panel layouts are pretty much just like that. I think overall this is a solid hardcover that you could pick up. And it's got a pretty cool dust jacket to it as well. I like that. You can take that out. Now, if you're expecting something as energetic and, in your face with video game references and things like that, as Scott Pilgrim, it's not in here. He's telling more of a somewhat grounded story because it does involve a little bit of, mysticism and magic towards the end. And, but it was really good. I think you guys should enjoy. If you enjoyed Scott Pilgrim and if you like Bryan Lee O'Malley, I don't see why there's any reason you should not pick this up. I think it was a solid read. Just not as strong as Scott Pilgrim. So I'd say 4.5 out of 5. So comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. Bye.